Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zishan On Air and Edited. And we would like to also go live with the um, Instagram platform as well. So, welcome to Instagram viewers as well as the social media platform. This is Zishan Isaac, and I welcome you to this Saturday's edition of Zishan On Air and Edited. We've got a lot to discuss, and this is your platform. First, I would like to also make sure that if you would like to participate for a few minutes or just would like to comment on anything we're going to discuss live, you can certainly do so. And you can certainly do this by using this link. In fact, I just want to make sure that I am using the correct link because uh, the link for today's show is this link right here. I would like to make sure that we use this link. So anyone who would like to be part of this broadcast and would like to comment on anything, you can certainly do so because I cannot would I do not want to just make it one way because sometimes people would like to share their comments through social media platforms and I can display those comments as well, or sometimes they would like to just use the platform by joining live. So join via camera by tapping this URL below on your browser. You don't need any specific device. You can be on a laptop, desktop, or any kind of phones, Android, iPhone, you name it, doesn't matter. So this is where you can also join. So let's dive right into today's topic, which is what is our role? What are we supposed to do, especially when a lot of things that are happening around us, and it could be locally, nationally, or it could be globally. Right now, one of the key focus that the entire world is really focused on is the issue with humanity. I think we're grappling with this simple issue that all of us are connected. All of us share the same values. We do. If anyone tells you that people who live in other parts of the world and they have a different value, unless obviously they belong to some communist countries or socialism, what have you, then I get it. But we can discuss on that. But they still would like to see their kids getting educated. They would like to have a good life, and they would like to make sure that everyone is living in a society which is just, which is the just society that basically has justice. So, without further ado, I would like to focus on some of the key issues, and then we'll get to your comments, or if anyone would like to join with this link or this URL. It's very simple, which starts with HTTPS and :// and StreamYard.com, and it's very easy. URREREG5ZQ. So you can also read that. So here is something that I would like we can make sure that we are also live and people can hear me. Okay, so I hope this was a glitch earlier. So thanks. My son just walked in and told me that there was no sound. So I don't know where we missed it, but I was talking about the World Central Kitchen, um, World Central Kitchen, about them, and then also the 7-8 workers who got killed. And earlier I was talking about the top 5 countries who are supplying arms and weapons to this country, which is in focus, obviously, as we all know, and in the Middle East, Israel, and this is where humanity is at stake. We got to make sure that we continue to um, talk to people, and also at the same time ensure that our renewed focus on technology remains, because our renewed focus on humanity remains, because if, in the absence of that, then we absolutely have these issues. So welcome back, and I'm going to share some more slides here. So one is this one right here, and for um, Trump, and he is saying that, and he's the candidate for the highest office of the land, and I think we still are having some issues with the volume. Okay, volume is good now. Sounds good. So Trump is talking about let's finish what they started. And then he's also talking about what I said plainly when he was asked later on in Hugh Hewitt show. And he is doubling down, in fact. And this is concerning, especially when he was asked. He said that, quote, what I said plainly is get it over with and let's get back to peace and stop killing people. And that's a very simple statement. Get it over with. They've got to finish what they finish. They have to get it done, get it over with, and get it over with fast, because we have to. You have to get back to normalcy and peace. That's what Trump told to the Hugh Hewitt show, because there's an outrage. Trump says things, and some people say, oh, don't worry. He just says things. And then the next thing we knew, there was a Muslim ban in his first presidency. The other thing we know, that he went after all the immigration policies and started saying, oh, we cannot have this B-pole countries. Obviously, you know what word he used. And that basically is alarming, because USA is a land of opportunities for everyone. Then Trump noted they've got to finish what they started, and they've got to finish it fast. And we have to get it on with life. What is that? What does that even mean? So this is something that people need to ask. And then he continued on saying, quote, Israel is absolutely losing the PR war. Hell yes, absolutely. Well, they have put themselves into the situation. And the other thing is, I hate they put out tapes all the time. That's what Trump is saying. So he wants to censor whatever little and whatever left of the international journalists that are out there, because many have been killed. And he's saying that they put out tapes all the time, every night. They are releasing tapes of a building falling down. They shouldn't be releasing tapes like that. Can you believe it? He said that. If you're not outraged, then I think I'm sorry to say there's something going on with you. And I'm not going to justify anything that is completely inhumane if you think that that's completely right what he said. So he's saying they shouldn't be releasing tapes like that. They're doing. That's why they are losing the PR war. Really? So if they don't show the tapes, they don't show those buildings falling down, they don't show the dead bodies, then obviously everything is good. It's good and dandy. Everything is hunky dory. All hell is not breaking loose, because obviously humans are dead. But who cares about these humans? Because according to their own officials, they've said that they're animals, right? So kill as many as Basim and so many others have said it very eloquently in many different shows that he appeared on. And then he said, Israel, is absolutely losing the PR war, unquote. And then he also says straighten it out, right? Straighten it out, right? Because obviously you can understand how much rage he has inside, even when he speaks and says these things, and he wants to be a dictator for a day. So I just want you to think about it. If you don't want to vote for Biden, especially those, then you cannot absolutely say that, oh, we're going to go vote for Trump as well. Don't vote then at all. You can leave it abstain. It's your vote, and this is just a suggestion, right? And then he also said he has not specified. Why is he not specifying? He's running for the president of the United States of America, and he's not specifying that what would be his approach to Israel-Hamas war if re-elected to the White House, and how his policies would differ from Biden's. What is going on here? And obviously, this is where we're living in an oligarchy. This is not a situation where people have their voices that are being heard, because it's the war is going on for 6 months. And obviously he then offers the vague commentary while criticizing Biden, arguing the October 7th attack would not have happened if he were president. Are you kidding me? Hamas would have called him up and would have said, hey, Mr. Trump, we are going to go and attack. Really? Is that what you think Hamas and the folks who are in this whole escalated situation for decades with the Nakba, they say, since 1948, and with everything that is going on, you think that they would have called Trump, or he would have done things in a way that, in fact, there would be no uprising, there would be no fighting back. Remember, this is a situation between oppressed and the oppressor. We cannot sugarcoat it. And there's nothing anti-Semitism about it. Many of my Jewish friends and many Jews, as you know, they are protesting out there, and they are worried because they are now being associated with the only promised land, or so-called promised land. We have to ask academics from a knowledge standpoint, because at the end of the day, when you go back and start reading history, there are a lot of things that all of us need to be aware of. History didn't start from October 7th, 2023. This history is going on way before 1948 as well, before the creation of Israel. And with the British Mandate, with Balfour Declaration, bring yourself up to speed. And then also going back with the Zionist organization, and then until 1950s and 60s, even here, the Zionist organization, they renamed themselves as AIPAC. There's the American Israeli Public Affairs Council or Committee, what have you. Maybe after a few months or years, they may just call themselves pro-peace organization. So this is where misinformation, lies, and propaganda that cannot go on, cannot continue, because thanks to social media platforms like Facebook and so many others, at least they are giving voice to people like me and to you and so many others. Yes, sometimes they do shut down some accounts for many reasons, because sometimes they show gory bodies, what have you, or they get flagged by some different lobbyists or special interest groups. But overall, I would still say that this war, and this horrific, terrible, and disgusting war that is happening in front of our eyes, and the only reason you and I are aware of is because of those brave and courageous journalists who have put their lives on the line, and they have covered this entire lowest point in humanity as we speak, and every day people are dying. So I would just end today's transmission, which is live streaming, on this note, that please, all of us have a role to play. What is happening around us is also happening because, myself included, we have not done our jobs, our responsibilities properly. We have not held our politicians and elected officials accountable. Those who are in different offices in this country and elsewhere, we are not holding them accountable. We are not voting properly. We are not vetting the candidates properly. We are not participating in the elections. We are not voting, getting out and voting, because I can tell you from my personal example, in my own previous election cycle, only 8 or 9% in my precinct voted. Can you believe that? And in the entire county where I live, only 12%, 12.91% to be accurate. Those are the voters, or basically the voter turnout was only 12.9%, and my precinct was 8%. Can you believe that? It's happening in a democracy, and it's democracy based on participation. So the participation rates are really low. The approval or disapproval ratings, if you look at those numbers, are really, really bad. So people are fed up. People are obviously looking at this and scratching their heads that what is going on. We are electing people even with this minor and very small percentage of voter turnout. And when those people who are engaged and voting look at the outcome, they're not even listening to those 8 and 10%. Forget about the other 90% who didn't even vote. And these are registered voters. Many are not even registered voters. So we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's basically what I'm trying to share here with this platform. And in order to solve this problem, each one of us has a role to play. Wherever you reside, get involved. Tell others to get involved. Tell them to go out, get out and vote, and increase this participation rate. Increase the registration of voters. So voter registration need to increase. And don't think that your voice or your vote does not matter. It matters. The problem is that the way things shape up, when these politicians, they are not listening to us, and they do not listen to the citizens and vocal groups, and humanity is where we see it's at the lowest point. That's where people get disenfranchised, or they get disengaged, and they stop participating. So I strongly urge you, yes, it's not easy when you see that maybe your vote doesn't matter if you're in that category. In order to make sure your vote matters, you got to get involved. And it's not the involvement, oh, I'm going to get out once a year, those who only vote in the general election, or those who only vote in the primaries, and that's it, and I've done my job. No. Our job, our role is beyond that, because it's all about us. It's about our future. It's about our children, grandchildren's future. It's about humanity. It's about humanity which is at stake. And we cannot just take their words for granted. Even terrible words, like I've shared what Trump has said, and those who are already elected in any office, and whatever they say, we should just say, oh yeah, we trust you. No. That's what they say, trust but verify. And we got to make sure that in order to verify, we got to remain engaged. We got to make sure that we got to pay attention to the news. Yes, sometimes the news is really horrible and terrible, but we cannot just look the other way and think everything is hunky and dory. So thank you so much for, again, joining the program. And hopefully next time we will make sure that you can also join. I would just leave in about 60 seconds, or in the next 120 seconds before I sign off. I'm giving you another opportunity. This is on YouTube as well. If anyone is on any platform would like to join and be part of this discussion live, I always give this opportunity, because this is just not a monologue or just some key information which we share. Obviously it's important, but what is also important that we continue to have an engaging discussion. If you completely disagree with what I've said, I respect you, because I'm not going to judge you that why you're against humanity or you're standing on the wrong side of humanity. But perhaps you can educate me. Perhaps you can tell me that, hey, Zishan, the reason 33,000 people are killed, because it's justified. And if you're in that group, I would like to hear from you as well. Then why do you think it's justified? Help me understand that, because it's completely mind-boggling. And under any definition of humanity, is completely uncalled for that 33,000 plus people are dead. And like our Secretary of Defense has already said under oath in his testimony to Congress, that 25,000, not 14,000, because those were the numbers reported, and he has more accurate numbers, could be more, but he is saying 25,000 women and children are dead. And the numbers total that have been verified by various credible organizations, 33,000. So it is horrific Are these the enemy combatants? Are these your enemies, those women and children? Perhaps if you're in that group, that yes, one day they'll grow up and they will also fight against the injustices. So let's just get rid of them now. And maybe that's what Trump also means or insinuating, that, finish the job. Let's do it quick. How many you want to kill? So this is where it is an outrage. We are at the lowest point in history because everything is in at our fingertips. We have access to information. We have access to a lot of disinformation as well. But if you have been paying attention, or if you sort what's right information, what's wrong information, what's right news, what's wrong news, I think every human in this world has some type of empathy, at least to a certain degree. Yeah, there are good and bad people everywhere, but I still believe that there are still a lot of good people out there, because when we see these protests and people who are putting their lives at risk and still sharing the information from this horrific genocide, we can't even call it a war, then that information is coming to us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be even talking about it, exactly like what Trump said, that when they put these tapes out there, so Israel has a very bad PR. So he doesn't even want anything to be shown on any platform. And that's a candidate running for the highest office of the land. He would like to become the president again. And that's what he's saying. So think about it. I will leave you with that thought. All those who are supporting Trump, Biden, I get it. Yeah, some disappointments, a lot of disappointments at the international level. And hopefully they will correct it fast. These 33,000 people, and then according to Secretary of Defense, 25,000 women and children, they're dead. We cannot bring them back. It's beyond shame what has happened, but it happened under their watch, and we got to hold them accountable. Otherwise, why do we even have all these different officials and elected officials running our country? If they cannot even save humanity, then what are they doing? What kind of oath do they take when they basically take the oath? And if you read the oath, and if you read the US Constitution, and if you read what this country is all about, then unfortunately, we're going in the wrong direction. So the other candidate, which is Trump, he wants to double down, and he wants to be chosen by the so-called chosen people in the world. Nothing anti-Semitic about it. This is what you basically have to ask any rabbi, a rabbi who is open-minded, a rabbi or a Jew who is open-minded, and those who are against the killing of innocent men, women, and children, and ask them. That's why a lot of Jewish organizations, they're also protesting. Some people even come and tell me that, hey, Zishan, we don't trust them. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of mistrust between Jews and non-Jews right now. And I think this is a time, if you are a Jew, or if I were a Jew, I would be very concerned. I would be very concerned, because when all hell breaks loose, then we don't know how things, in what direction would go. So that's why it's incumbent upon anyone who is a Jew or a non-Jew to unite in the name of humanity, and continue to put pressure. And if you are really somebody who believes in humanity, then I don't think you have any justification to kill people in the name of whatever, name of religion, name of what have you. Because in the name of religion, hundreds and millions of people have died, and they will continue to die, because obviously these are very sensitive issues, and we got to respect that. We got to respect humanity. We got to respect each other. And this is where, in this country, I can speak freely. If you and I, we were living in any other parts of the world, anyone who would speak out, even for humanity, people who tweet, or on the X platform now, they basically are put in jail, even for anything that is outrageous as well. That's why America is America, because there's still a lot of good people in my country, and they stand up for humanity. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he rightly said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And then you and I, our role is that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. That's why many Palestinians, when they were asked by various international journalists or whatever are left now, because many have been killed, when they were asked that, tell us what can we do, and they said that don't worry about us, worry about you. We are alive, even though their families, they're dead, but they said that we are alive because we are absolutely working in terms of saving humanity. So imagine the grit, the courage, and bravery in the absolute horror we cannot even fathom and imagine, to be in the middle of such crazy, I don't even have the right word, beyond crazy war, where they're seeing their entire family is dead and they're the only one left as an orphan. And when people ask them, they said that don't worry about me or us. We are in fact not dead. You are dead, meaning we are dead, although we are alive. So this is deep. So I would just sign off on that. And again, my heart goes out to all the Palestinians and also the seven international aid workers, and now almost 200 of them uh, have been assassinated by the oppressor. In this case, we know who that is, Israel. And anyone who's a friend of Israel should be really, really, really worried, because people are going to come after you. There already are. Because when you see all these different city council meetings, city hall meetings in different cities, because over 70 cities in the US, they have already passed resolutions to have ceasefire, permanent ceasefire right away. And even now, the UN resolution has passed, but there's no ceasefire or the implementation of ceasefire. So we got to make sure that we continue to do the right thing, and we continue to ask the right questions and put the pressure on people, and continue to make sure that we ask the right questions to our elected officials and hold them accountable. And anyone who justifies or tries to make it seem like, oh, we got to be friend with the oppressor and we got to be friend with the oppressed, absolute nuts. This is Zishan on air and edited. So you know who they are. And you got to hold them accountable whenever you hear someone saying that, oh, we're with both. No, that means in the war, in the fight for justice, we are with the one who is being oppressed. And who's the oppressor? We're with both. In the war with the David and Goliath, we're with both, with David as well, and with Goliath as well. In the war or fight between Moses and Pharaoh, we're with both, with Pharaoh as well, and we're with Moses as well. Yes, you would be if you an arms dealer, because you would like to arm both parties. Absolutely. You cannot, I'm laughing at this because it's absolutely mind boggling with this entire logic. Oh, we're with both. No, you cannot be, because when you pick a side, you have to pick the side of humanity, because you cannot pick the other side. The other side is Goliath. The other side is Pharaoh. The other side is the oppressor. Regardless of wherever the situation or what is happening. Right now, we're focusing on, obviously, in the Middle East. So make up your mind. Whose side are you on? Are you on the right side of history? Are you on the side of humanity? Or are you with the oppressor? Or are you with the Pharaoh? Or are you with Goliath? I can go on and on. So I think we all know what is happening right now, and it's up to us to ask the right questions when we have moral clarity. And those who claim or they think that they have some kind of moral clarity, they don't. And they could be anyone, mostly politicians, and even some who we believe are, good leaders. But unfortunately, when they speak, true colors are coming out. So with that, I would sign off. Please spread the word. I cannot sugarcoat this. I cannot say it any other way. It is what it is. And until and unless, if we believe in humanity, if we believe in words, and words have meaning, and if we believe that humanity is at stake, and if we believe that dying like this with a drone, and even when, remember 1 or 2 years ago when those 3 or 4 Palestinian kids who were just playing football, right? The entire world calls it football. We call it soccer on the beach, and they were just shot. At that moment, I knew who the oppressor was, because those were just three beautiful kids, and you can still Google it and you can see those images. And now with 33,000, next time I tell you, it would be 133,000. It would be 1.3 million. Entire Palestinian population would be wiped out if you don't stand up for humanity now. And then who's next? We don't know. So with that, please share this. Continue to raise awareness. It's all about us. It's about humanity. And no matter who the oppressor is, all of us have a responsibility to play. We have our role, and our role, which was the theme of today's topic, was what is our role? What is happening around us? What should we do? So don't think that your voice doesn't matter. Don't think that, oh, what would matter? What would it matter? Or if I don't speak up, or if I don't raise my voice, well, that's where Dr. King also said that the ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. So I know you all are good people, and there are a lot of good people, but there are also bad people. So in order for you as well to introspect and see where you are, this is your moment. This is our moment. And this is where all of us has a role to play. All of us has a responsibility. And we got to make sure we do the right thing and continue to resist, continue to raise these questions. Otherwise, why are you even in public service? Why are you even in politics? What does it matter? Because one day when you will be in those halls, or in those areas where you would be the decision maker, we already know what kind of decisions you'll be making. So with that, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for joining today, and I really appreciate it. Next Saturday, we'll meet again, same time, 6 p.m. on the social media platforms. This is Ishan Asak signing off. Thank you.